Hey guys, it's LSuperSonicQ and welcome to what might be the most extensive archive of lost LSSQ content I've ever shown on the channel. So, due to popular request, I went through my hard drive, some videos I had privated on my channel, and other old projects I found on my computer, and compiled them all into one big lost LSSQ compilation video. So, this one is going to be a little more than just showing you guys the videos. Before each video, I have a little title card up that shows you the title of the video, when it was originally made, and the status of it, whether it was like a project that was canceled or something that was privated, and I gave a little introduction for each one. And just for the true LSSQ lore, I actually came up with a list right here of content that I am still missing. So this is stuff that I don't think anyone out there would have, but maybe they do, so I'm going to throw it up here anyway. But the majority of this, I think, is still hidden in my files and on old flash drives that I still have to find. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this compilation, and with that said, let's start with the first lost video. The first video I'd like to introduce for this compilation is my 1,000 subscriber thank you video. So I don't really know why this one ended up getting privated, other than the fact that I think it just didn't really fit with the channel when my content was kind of shifting towards lost media, and I think just anything that wasn't directly about lost media I decided to just pull down at the time. I'm kind of glad that I have this one though, and I think it would be worth kind of archiving in this way, especially since my 100 subscriber video is still lost. So for that reason, I want to re-release this, and you guys can check out what it was like way back when my channel had just hit 1,000 subscribers. Hey guys, it's LSuperSonicQ here, and this is the video officially announcing that I have 1,000 subscribers. So what's up with the weird scenery? Why am I outside? Well, I wanted to film this, and there wasn't really any good place inside to film today, so I'm like, you want to know what? It's a good day outside. Might as well mix up the scenery for 1,000 subs, and I just finished reorganizing my chalk because I drew some chalk earlier today, and at the time of this airing, that should be on in like a couple days or so. But it turned out really great, and I'm kind of excited because I'm going to go back next, or I guess this same week. You guys won't be seeing it until next week though, and draw more stuff at the park anyway. That can be saved for another time. So this is a video, like I said, about 1,000 subs, so thank you guys for all your support. I started YouTube back in 2009, and it's been a really long ride. I didn't take it very seriously at first, and then I went on multiple hiatuses and stuff, but then like at the beginning of 2015, end of 2014, I'm like, you want to know what? I really want to make something of my channel. So I feel like I did that, and you know, it's showing, because I have actually been noticing increases in the view counts, like noticeable increases, so that's really good. But of course, what does that mean for the content? Well, I'm not going to call this a video update, I'm not going to call it anything really like that. I'm just going to give you guys a rundown of what to kind of anticipate for the next, little while, and some other types of celebratory things. I can't talk today. Okay, so the first thing I want to mention is you guys will be seeing this on Tuesday. This Friday coming up, I'm going to be doing a live stream starting at 6:30 on my channel like I usually do, and I don't know how long it's going to go for, but I want to aim for a longer time period than just like the regular hour and a half. I'm not sure if it's going to go 3 hours like I'm anticipating, but it's going to be a long live stream, so anybody wants to just stop by for 5 minutes or stop by for the whole thing. We'll chat about Nintendo or any other topics you guys want to bring up. It's pretty much fueled by the viewer comments, so that's happening this Friday as kind of a tribute to my 1,000 subs. In addition to that, well, it's not going to be on Friday, but I'm going to make a dedicated 1,000 subscriber video separate from this, and it's going to feature some scrapped title cards, scrapped cut stuff from different videos, some behind the scenes stuff over the course of my many years doing YouTube. So that'll kind of be cool, and I'm excited to do that, but of course that's going to take some time to put together. So I expect to see that in the next couple of weeks or so, because I have tons of files I can just put together in iMovie, but I want to make sure it's quality stuff. So in terms of regular content, like I said, this week there'll be a chalk drawing. There's going to be an upcoming Nintendo Collection video, because I've gotten quite a few more collectibles, so I want to do that. I know there's some other stuff too that I was like, I'm going to keep going with the mystery of series, because that seems to be pretty popular. I have some other interesting topics that I'd like to cover, and the Clay Models 12 segment, the new one, I'm going to get that out as soon as I can. I know it's been delayed, but that's also a big premiere that I'm working on. And of course, the tribute video, that mystery tribute that's been delayed for 3 months, that's in the works. I know that I have to get that out too. And maybe I'll do some other stuff with my clay, I've gotten so many new ideas for sculptures. I almost want to call Clay Models 12 over after the new segment and just work on 13, because I have so many bigger hopes and expectations with 13, and a lot of it is like 12 content that I'm like, well, instead of making it average and then putting it on for 12, there's a spider on my camera. Oh my goodness. Is he gonna get in the lens? I was gonna get in the lens. That'd be sick if he got in the lens. I hate spiders though. Sorry, dude, I'm gonna have to kill you. Actually, I don't want to touch it. Anyway, I hope he just doesn't find his way into my house. Anyway, there's some stuff for 12 that I'm like, okay, no, I really want to make this better for 13, so I might do that. And to kind of wrap this video up, because it's probably been going on for too long, I hope what is he doing now? Alright, I'll just let him be. It's distracting. But anyway, my Etsy account. So for anybody who doesn't know, I have an Etsy account, and I post like sculptures and stuff that I want to sell and stuff on there. And as of this recording, there's some leftover content from the Arts Fest that that it should already be up there. Some sculptures and a painting. So if you guys want to check that out, feel free to, check that out and stuff. The link is on my channel banner, but I'll probably put it in the description of this video as well. And over the course of the next few weeks, I'm also going to be putting some new sculptures on there as well. Some other like maybe Pokemon stuff, Sonic, Mario. So if you guys have a liking to my artwork and stuff, then I'll be supplying that on the Etsy page for the next few weeks and stuff. So that kind of does it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. This 1,000 sub video announcement thing. So as always, I'm LSuperSonicQ. Thanks for your support, and as always, like I said, more content, more stuff coming soon. So as always, again, I'm LSuperSonicQ, Finn, and now I gotta stop the recording with this spider on my camera. I'm gonna probably flick it off after this. Oh my gosh, he's moving. All right, good. The next video is one that I really wish I finished. It's the Mystery of the Luigi's Mansion Space World trailer. So this was a really popular request for maybe a couple years back then, and people wanted me to cover this in a video. And I had kind of delayed it for so long that I just hadn't gotten around to it until I eventually did. And I had written the script, recorded the audio, and I was just about to get around to editing it. But I remember like other things getting in the way. I had done research on it that I think needed to be updated at the time that I was editing, so I would have had to go back and like added some segments to the video. And overall, as cool as the topic is looking back on, and I wish I had made this a video because I think it would have been a cool mystery of video, I just think at the time I wasn't really interested in it, so I kept pushing it off, and then it eventually just never got done. So the only bit that exists for this is the audio. I never did any of the visuals. But with that said, I did put some Jack's Cheese music over the audio to kind of give you guys like the illusion that it was a video that was made back then, even though I just put one picture over it. But you guys can listen to it, so I'm curious what you think about this one. Luigi's Mansion. What can I say about this game that hasn't been said already? It's a classic, one of the best GameCube games, and everyone always has a fun time talking about it during October. And actually, I was not expecting to make a video on Luigi's Mansion at all, until I unexpectedly revisited an old mystery from a couple years ago. At the famous Space World 2000 Nintendo Game Show, there's a really well-known collection of video demonstrations from the event, and one of those games was Luigi's Mansion. This is the earliest public debut of Luigi's Mansion, so naturally the video showcases some interesting features, such as 3 card-playing ghosts, Luigi riding down a rail, and the infamous depressed Luigi at the very end. The original Space World trailer was reused and repurposed a few different times, notably for E3 2001. However, there's something amiss about the Space World trailer that's on YouTube and in most places you see it. That's because this trailer is actually a combination of a few different trailers all cut together. This is something people have been telling me about for years, that the uncut Luigi's Mansion Space World trailer is lost. And I'd always be really confused at that because I thought the full trailer was the one already on YouTube. But those ones are actually just custom edits. Upon closer inspection, you'll notice that the transitions of the scenes don't really make sense, and there exist screenshots that don't exist in the video clips we have. So yeah, there are uncut or extended versions of these trailers that exist, and that's interesting. Of course, they're lost though, and probably haven't been seen in over 10 years. And that means we have to investigate if we want to find such a treasure. First of all, we know that these videos debuted at Space World 2000, and according to various sources online, were actually shown behind closed doors. When I read that, I got a little hesitant that this search would lead nowhere. However, after scouring very old and archaic game sites from back in the day, it seems like the different versions of the uncut trailers,
3 to my knowledge, were posted online and shared with these sites. You might be wondering why we can't just take them from these sites, since they're right here, but there's actually a problem with how the Wayback Machine works. While we have the pages that these videos were posted on, the video files themselves were not posted to these pages. They were hosted on a server that the website had up at the time, and once that server shut down, the functioning videos went along with it. Only the empty links to where these videos once played are available. This means there probably isn't going to be a website from the Wayback Machine that would have the video files, at least from what we know. So that brings us to our first real lead. If you search up Luigi's Mansion Space World 2000, a thread comes up from assemblergames.com, where a user discusses trying to track down these videos. Their main source is Nintendo Web, which was my jumping off point. However, if you scroll down on the thread, that's where the real magic begins. Someone by the name of Retro suggested that OP contact someone named Eric from a website called Nintendorks. This catches my attention because I have no idea who this Eric guy is or why he would have the video files. On top of that, the thread never concludes whether or not Eric was actually contacted. This begins my first mission objective, trying to find out who Eric is and where to contact him. Well, the guy who mentioned Eric gave a website name called Nintendorks, so I gave it a look on the Wayback Machine, and it looked like an old Nintendo fan site, which I guess makes sense given the context. I'd assume Eric has to be here somewhere, and after a bit of looking, I found a staff page with Eric's name on it. But not just his name. I found the entire crew who ran Nintendorks back in the day. Turns out Eric was an editor, but there were many other contributors and writers of the site. I kinda hit a gold mine. I decided the best strategy would be to contact people who have a position similar to Eric's, but finding them was not easy. Like with most searches involving really old gaming content, these people were pretty much non-existent, with many of the names not coming up with any results. Luckily I did find Eric, though I had to compare an older picture of him to make sure it was the right guy. I'm pretty sure it was, so I sent him a message and explained exactly what I was trying to find. Unfortunately, this message had to be sent through a Facebook account that hadn't been touched since 2016, as that was the only contact I could find for him. I didn't really expect a reply, and as of this video, he hasn't said anything. There were a couple other people I was able to find from the site, but they too haven't responded due to the fact that their accounts are just not active. And to be honest, that kinda makes sense. Something that was really cool to see when exploring the Nintendorks staff page is how old these guys were when they were running the site. Late teens and early 20s seem to be the trend, and that would make them in their mid to late 30s or even early 40s now. These guys were pretty young and formed this website full of Nintendo culture, and now that they're older, they've moved on and haven't progressed into social media like we have today. As cool as that is to think about, it doesn't get us the Luigi's Mansion FMVs, though we are a bit closer than we were before. At least we've made contact with some of the people from this website that once hosted them, and if they ever do reply, there's a chance they might have them. Is that a high chance? Probably not. In fact, I'm almost expecting Eric to say he had them on his old computer or hard drive that has since been discarded, but you never know. In fact, that's a lot of the problem with most obscure or lost content like this, is that very few people would even have a chance of being in possession of it. Granted, someone could have downloaded these videos back in the day from any website that hosted them, but the chance that those downloads survived is even less. Even most things I've downloaded I don't keep track of or value too long beyond when I actually download them. Maybe this video can act as a PSA, and hopefully spread awareness that there actually is more lost Luigi's Mansion media out there, beyond the beta. But for now, until those videos surface, they'll definitely remain a mystery.
So this next video is one that I know exactly why I privated it. Because it's basically me just ranting about Cartoon Network like a crazy person. So this was back in like the early 2010s when I was very passionate about Cartoon Network, and if you've seen some of my recent videos on Cartoon Network, you'll kind of get a good idea of what the community was like in those days. And this video was me just kind of complaining about all the kind of programming changes and announcements that they had talked about at one of their upfront announcement panels. And basically, it is just a rant, which is why I think I ended up taking it down, because I just felt like, again, when I was shifting focus to Lost Media, I didn't really want something that wasn't Lost Media on the channel, but also something that was me just ranting on the channel. So it's funny looking back on now, especially like that all that stuff was so long ago, like the craziness that, you know, the community had back then. So I think for that reason, it's a cool time capsule.
But I definitely understand why it was privated. It did have like a couple thousand views though back when it was first released. So maybe some of you guys did watch this if you've been watching my channel for long enough. But if you haven't, check out some early 2010s Cartoon Network culture.
So, guys, it's LSuperSonicQ, and I know that I've said this before, and that's that I don't make a whole lot of like Cartoon Network related videos, but I know I made the Toonami one, and this one is kind of important in terms of Cartoon Network because it's their upfront, and that's like they revealed new shows, new stuff for this year, and I just mostly wanted to make a video about this, pretty much ranting because I was pumped about this like ever since I found out on the actual date that they were going to have this, so I was looking forward to it and stuff. And like ever since last week, I'm like, oh, the upfronts in 1 week, and I just got so excited because I was hoping that Cartoon Network would really get back on track from just their stupidity. And sadly, I was proven wrong. And because of that, I wanted to make a rant video talking about all of Cartoon Network's stupidity, which they've just brought back to the table again. Okay, so the good people at Toon Zone. That's the place I go to get all my information about like the upfront and things of that nature. Aside from doing actual research myself on Cartoon Network, but I mean, Toon Zone presents you with the information really handy dandy. So that's what I did, and I was pretty much just like not impressed with Cartoon Network. It just makes me want to hate them more. So I think just about everything that they revealed, this upfront was probably one of the worst upfronts that like was around, like that we've had like in recent memory, because everything that they showed we already knew about. Oh my god, like Wikipedia had more information on this stuff than Cartoon Network did themselves. Again, my microphone doesn't work, so I kind of have to use this camera, but I don't really have anything to show, so I'll just read from this stuff. Cartoon Network new series. Oh ho. Oh my god, get ready for this. Okay. There's a bullet list of like 7 or so. So, Nick Cannon comedy sketch series. Well, okay, I know Jay-Z was supposed to make a cartoon, which is bad enough, but a Nick Cannon live action sketch series? Um, Gee, no thanks. I thought that's what Mad was for, and we don't need more live action, so no thanks to that one. Annoying Orange. Do I even need to say anything about this? Keep it on the internet. Cartoon Network. Don't pull a Nickelodeon. Don't get internet shows and put them on TV. It just no. DreamWorks Dragons. This series. We already knew about the Annoying Orange. We didn't know about the Nick Cannon thing. We already knew about the dragon thing, so that's not really new. Again, just more movie rehashing, which no. Usually the story is bad. The animation. It's not even. It's stupid CGI is bad. So nope. No, don't want that. A new Lego project will be coming. Well, let's see. I don't know how Ninjago is still around because I don't know how. And I don't remember if Cartoon Network has aired any Lego things before, but it doesn't matter because it's CGI, so I don't want that either. Ben 10 Omniverse. Now, here's when it gets kind of, like, controversial, because yes, it's Ben 10, and yes, that's actual, like, Cartoon Network, but here's the thing. This is like what, the fourth Ben 10 series? I thought the series was supposed to end after 2. You're still focusing on Ben 10. This show is from like late 2006. I would even go as far as to say it was earlier than that. And you're still focusing on the show. Here's an idea. How about you drop Ben 10 like and focus on Generator Rex more? Not saying I'm a huge fan of Generator Rex because I'm really not. But I'd rather have a second Generator Rex series than a third Ben 10 series. Like just drop Ben 10, okay? Just drop it. Beware the Batman. That, see, this would be a really cool show if it was animated, but no, it's cheap CGI, so already that kind of turns me down from it because I just despise CGI on Cartoon Network. And I don't believe this show is going to even air until 2013, so great job on that, Cartoon Network. Total Drama Revenge of the Island. I hate the Total Drama series to the nth degree. This show should have premiered like 2 years ago because it was announced like 2 upfronts ago and it hasn't. So go figure that one out. And for returning series, we have Adventure Time, regular show, Gumball, Looney Tunes show, Ninjago. Again, don't know how that's returning. Level Up. I wish that was not returning. Clone Wars. Oh my God, drop this show like now. It's so it's just done. Young Justice, Johnny Test. This show should have been off the air like 10 years ago. Pokemon, Green Lantern. Almost Naked Animals, Casper Scare School, Hero 108, Scaredy Squirrel, and Psychic. Those last 5 shows, which haven't been on the air for more than a year. I don't know how they're returning at all. And that was essentially kind of it in terms of that. Oh, here were the pictures. Yep, those are all the shows. Oh, look, 2 of those are the Annoying Orange. One of them is just Nick Cannon. One of them is the stupid cast of his new sketch comedy show. Oh, well, look, we have 2 Dragon ones. Oh my god. Just, no. This was the worst upfront ever. I cannot stress to you enough. Like, based on this list right here. Okay, notice the new series. Okay, all those new series I listed at the beginning. Is there one new original Cartoon Network series besides Ben 10, which again should not even be on the air? Is there one new one? No, we don't have any new Monday night comedy shows. We don't have any new. There's no Friday Night Action show anymore. But, you know, we don't have a new, like, Thundercats or Symbiotic Titan. We don't have any of that. Like, what did you just give us? You gave us stupid third-party stuff and, like, live action. And for returning series, I can say the same thing about that. You gave us everything we already knew. Okay, so based on what you're saying, we're not going to see Thundercats anymore. I guess that season premiere that just happened, like, last week, I guess that's just going to go down the drain. Secret Mountain Forward Awesome, that's not going to come back. Problem Solvers on the official Facebook page, I guess that was a lie too, and when it said it was supposed to return with new episodes, I guess that's not going to happen. Just kidding. You know, I could probably, those are the top 3 that come off the top of my head, but I could probably list a whole bunch of shows that, you know, should be on this list. Granted, they're probably going to come back, but just the fact that, say you're going off of what Cartoon Network said, they didn't say any of those shows were going to come back, which is just stupidity. To the nth degree. Oh, here's another thing to rant about. Okay, let's see. Those are all the new series. Specials and movies. 1. Cartoon Network Hall of Game Awards. 2. Nothing. Cool, you announced a 3rd Hall of Game Awards, which we all didn't want because they are not necessary on Cartoon Network. And that's all. You have no other specials, no other movies. Like, what the, like, why did you announce anything that we knew all this. We knew all the shows you were announcing. Wikipedia had all the shows you announced. We could have guessed that Adventure Time was returning again. That show's never going to get dropped. I'm not bashing against it directly, but, you know, they show it way too much, first of all. I just don't like all this show hoarding and stuff. And you know that they're going to return this series for another, probably 3 seasons, if that. You don't have any more specials or movies other than the Hall of Games, which we already knew about and should not even be on there. Like, what did you do? You didn't do anything at all. And that was from Toon Zone, which I think is pretty much just a reflection of the straight Cartoon Network, Time Warner website thing. Then I was just reading some of these articles, which again is just a bunch of just, you could tell it's just crap. Oh, I love this too. This is Cartoon Network's 20th anniversary year. Ready? Cartoon Network celebrates 20th anniversary with ratings growth and a new generation of content for a new generation of kids. Oh yeah, because, you know, in the far future, I want today's generation of kids to say, oh wow, that Annoying Orange show. Just, I love the comedy of that show. Instead of, you know, from my childhood, like, I cannot, like, there are so many people I know who just love classic Cartoon Network. That, like, I hear Ed and Eddie get referenced to this day. I see people all over the place watching old school Cartoon Network shows. Courage the Cowardly Dog, Johnny Bravo, just, like, that stuff was ingrained in our lives so much. It's just so used today. I can't believe that. And Cartoon Network, for them to say new generation of kids for this new content for a new generation of kids. Yeah, what kid is going to want to remember Lego Ninjago from their childhood? Nobody's going to want to do that. Like, that's another thing too. Did you notice? We all know Cartoon Planet is premiering this Friday, March 30th. What? Are you sure it is? You didn't announce it at the upfront, even though it's one of, like, I think this is probably going to be the reason why people are even going to come back to Cartoon Network in the first place, for the smart people who haven't left it yet. I've only stuck around so long because I really thought they were going to pull it together. I've had faith in them to pull it together, and I just, like, can't stop watching, because I just feel like the second I stop watching, then, like, Toonami and everything's going to come back, which, might as well do that, because then it'll come back sooner, but you know what I mean. I don't want to lose hope in them. And that's probably why they have as many ratings as they do. They claim, oh, we have #1 ratings and blah blah. Yeah, because people, I'm gonna say stubborn people like me who just won't turn away from you, continue to watch our show even continue to watch your channel even though you show crap all the time. Like, look at this. Ready? This is what it says, like, right here. The #1 network with boys 6 to 11 announces slate of new and returning series. #1 network with boys 6 to 11. Pretty sure there are two problems with that. One, with the #1 network with boys, haha, because apparently girls don't like to watch Cartoon Network either, which does not make any sense to me. And then boys 6 to 11. Okay, cool. So you're talking like little kids. So, teenagers, they don't want to, relive their childhood or see, genius creations that were like in their childhood. Like, oh, that show. That show reminds me of Dexter's Lab. I remember that show from, back when I was a kid. That was great. Or, oh man, remember 10 years ago they showed, Powerpuff Girls? Oh, that show reminds me of Powerpuff Girls. That was a really good show. This might be a really good show too. No, no, you're not doing that. Like, oh, well, like, I just cannot conjure why Cartoon Network does the things they do. I cannot conjure how they see this as any kind of like strategic move. Honestly, this is just more of the stuff that I was already reading from the thing. I just can't stand Cartoon Network and what they do. They clearly don't care about their viewers, and that's kind of enough said. There was absolutely nothing in this upfront we didn't already know. There was nothing in this upfront that makes me want to continue to watch Cartoon Network, yet I will because, I guess I will. Because I still have hope that they'll make it better. I was hoping, just like probably everybody else, that Toonami or something related to Toonami would be hinted that it would return, which I guess in reality, if they're going to hint at that at all, then they will probably it'll probably kind of be like Cartoon Planet. We'll just throw it out there, say, "Whoa, look at this! We didn't tell you about this, so it's a surprise." Because that would kind of be stupid to announce something like Toonami, I guess, at the upfront, especially amongst all this crap. It would just blow people's minds, and they'd be like, "Oh, what was that? Annoying? What? Oh, we're too focused on Toonami," and they wouldn't get any attention from these new shows and stuff. Anyway, that's it for me. I guess. I guess that was kind of it. I'm sure I'm forgetting something to rant about, but I don't want this video to be 20 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, 3 days. I can go on and on and on, but I won't. So that was the upfront, and I'm disappointed. And Cartoon Network, I don't know what is wrong with you. There were a lot of things wrong with you, and yeah. So I guess that's kind of it. I really wish they'd show some shows. Just I wish they would just follow in the footsteps like they used to. Back in my childhood with Dexter's Lab and Powerpuff Girls and all those cartoon shows, I just wish they would, and I really I don't know what to say. They're just not getting it, and not even following in the footsteps of that. Just in general, the fact that again, all those shows I listed off were like third-party shows except Ben 10, and Ben 10 isn't one of those mindless cartoon shows, mindless in a good way. Just, oh, watch it to have a laugh. No, this is like, it's like if you're not a fan from it from the beginning, then it's kind of pointless. I hated Ben 10 ever since it premiered, so this Omniverse means absolutely nothing to me. Anyway, yeah, I don't know why they didn't announce any more Monday Night Comedies or action shows, and that was different. I mean, it happened today, and that's it. I'm just gonna keep rambling on about this if I don't stop this video now. So thanks for watching, anybody who did, anybody who's interested in Cartoon Network. Again, this isn't my typical type of video, but I just wanted to get it out there because Cartoon Network, you make me so mad. Anyway, LSuperSonicQ, almost a 13-minute mark. That's it. Till the next video. Finn.
For some reason, I really, really like this next video, and I don't really know why. Maybe it's just me because it's kind of looking at myself like in the past. But this was like kind of a test vlog that I had made back, I think maybe during my first couple weeks of high school. I was still pretty new on YouTube at that time, and I was kind of like experimenting with all kinds of content, and vlogs was something I was like really into at the time. So I thought, why not like make the walks home be more interesting? I can vlog like my thoughts about the week or my thoughts about the day, and it would just be like a fun kind of thing. I always wanted like a vlog series, And unfortunately, this was kind of the first, well, maybe the second if you count the original test vlog that's missing. But this was really like the first attempt at that. And I think the video itself is kind of fun looking back on, because I remember walking home that day and filming it. I just remember it. I had like my first ever camera, and I felt weird like holding it up to my face as I was walking, thinking like, what are the cars passing by think I'm doing? And it's too bad that this never really like amounted to a real series. But I think because it exists as a single video, I'm more thankful that I have it, because it is like a glimpse of the past for me. So take a look at this and enjoy.
This is vlog, whatever you want to call it, number 1. So I'm just going to be, I'm going to call it my rambling thoughts, because I just want to make this walk home a bit more entertaining. So I'm just going to, talk about whatever. School is starting to get boring and annoying. It's going to take a lot to get back into it. And they're doing so much stuff with the technology, I don't like it at all. Now I'm going to have to get a computer just because almost every class uses them. And I don't like the scheduling. It's like every other day. That's really annoying and stuff. So weekends are going to start meaning a lot more than they did this summer. And I'm going to start looking forward to things on the weekends, like on Cartoon Network and stuff. On Monday night, yes, looking forward to Monday Night Comedy. It's not just like, oh, it's another thing that's on. So tonight I'm going to watch Problem Solvers. I'm going to try and avoid doing as much homework as I can. Maybe I'll save that for, I don't know, tomorrow night or something. Because I have a lot of drawing I have to do, so I may end up doing that, but I don't know. I'm pretty happy to be home just because school, I don't know. It's going to take me a bit longer, like I said, to get used to it, because I can't stand the scheduling, and just, I'm pretty much alone in a lot of my classes. Not a lot of my friends are in my classes, so it's kind of, yeah. So, yeah, looking forward to this 4-day break weekend thing. And, yeah, gonna be looking forward to weekends in general. So, LSuperSonicQ with my rambling thoughts. Vlog 1. Just as I'm walking home to, talk about whatever. So, I'm wishing Cartoon Network brought back something really great in the weekdays, so I'd have something to not walk home to, but, something so when I get home, yes, so-and-so's on, like, what people used to say about Toonami and stuff, but, we all know Cartoon Network and the Toonami stuff, so, this is LSuperSonicQ, and I'm chewing this gun right now, so, that's the end of this vlog. Catch you later.
This next video is pretty interesting. It's not really a video so much as like an intro test. So this kind of directly relates to the Super Game Boy 2 video, if you guys remember that mystery from a long time ago. At the time I had made that video, a lot of people did kind of see it as like a big project, and it was by far the longest video I had made at the time. But I was actually thinking about turning it more into like a documentary with filmed segments, and I was going to kind of create it under the digital archaeology like umbrella, which was, I guess, kind of like my documentary series, and I was planning on doing like other things with that, and this was kind of like the little test that I had filmed, and then I showed some of my friends to get their feedback and stuff, and they thought it was cool. But I think what I decided was it was going to be too hard inserting myself into like the Super Game Boy 2 mystery. I think the way the video ended up coming out was really good, where it just focused on like the search and not really any like other background facts or other things. Like I was going to have like a whole segment where I like talk about the Super NES and the Super Game Boys, and I had bought a Super Game Boy to like show on camera, and I was going to film myself kind of with that and stuff. And this is kind of a remnant of that. All that live action stuff just never really happened, and this is like the only piece of it that ever really existed.
We live in an age where technology is advancing faster than ever before. But as we move forward, there's a lot of information that can get left behind when it comes to the many different forms of popular media. I'm LSuperSonicQ, and if there's one thing I like to do, it's preserve the past and uncover the truths behind some of the best kept secrets our culture has to offer. Join me as we archive the past and discover what truths are lurking there. Because the truth is out there, we just have to find it.
This next video is for you guys that remember my art content, and I think you guys will really like this. I have some more art stuff all throughout this compilation, so this is the first part of that. And it's a Mega Man X chalk drawing. So the chalk drawings were a large part of my art portfolio on YouTube. Aside from the clay, the chalk drawings were the other thing that I did. And I drew dozens of those over the many years I had been doing them. And as I was getting videos for this video, I came across a lot that I had like filmed, videos of that I was supposed to put on YouTube, I guess. And I just never did. And some of them I'm not really sure why I never did. This one especially, I remember drawing this one. It came out really good. I think it came out better than I was actually expecting at the time, especially because the pavement I was on was like the hard blacktop. It wasn't like the nice basketball court. So I'm thinking maybe it just never came out because I had other videos that were going on at the time. I don't know. So this is very much a video that kind of slipped through the cracks. And here it is now, so you guys can check out a new chalk drawing from all the way back in 2012.
Hey guys, it's LSuperSonicQ here with an unexpected chalk drawing, but a chalk drawing nonetheless. So let me take you around to show you what I drew this time. Mega Man X. So over here, fighting a glare, like I say every time. So trying to, oh, there's his head. Here's Mega Man. So I just felt like I really should be doing more chalk because I really haven't done a whole lot this summer, and Mega Man X was one of the drawings I wanted to do, so I said why not. I was originally just going to draw Mega Man, but then I decided nah, he needs somebody to go with him. So that's why I drew Zero over here. And he used up all my red, Mega Man used up all my blue, so this took me, oh gosh, 10 to 2, I think it's about 2 now, so you guys can do the math on that. So yeah, I knew I wanted to talk about it a lot here, but I don't remember what I was going to say. I really tore my hands up, but there's definitely a quality that you can't get when I do it. I'm at the park because I'm at one of my different locations right now. So stupid shadow, are you kidding me? Well, I'll just kind of go out of the way, hoping you guys can see that. So I'll go over one more time. We're only at a minute 30, but I really like how this came out. I'm glad that I decided to do it. I think Mega Man looks a bit better than Zero, but I started to run out of a lot of colors, and there were a lot of replacements done for Zero and for Mega Man 2 because I only had a couple things of white and stuff, and it really tore my hands up. Like, I don't know if you can see it, you probably can't, but got all kinds of cuts and stuff. But I mean, you know, that's that. So that was another chalk drawing. Down, it's pretty big, as you can tell. Fills up the whole driveway, and I'm almost out on the street. But anyway, so guys, it's LSuperSonicQ. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll have some more chalk up soon. So till the next time, Finn.
Up next is sort of a double piece of lost media video, because so back on the channel, I think it must have been probably 2011, I think was actually maybe when I uploaded it. I originally did have a video called Japanimation Collection, and it showed all my like anime and manga stuff at the time. That video itself has since been privated over the years, so you can't actually watch that one anymore. But when I was going through my files, I found that I had an original take of that video, so there were 2 different versions of it. So I decided to put in the first version to this video. It's basically the same thing as the one that I had uploaded years and years ago. I don't exactly know what's even different about it. I think like the pacing and some dialogue is different, but it's mostly the same thing. I thought like re-releasing the one that was on YouTube, I don't know, wasn't really worth putting back up, and I think rather the one that's almost identical that has actually never been up before with the slight differences would be cooler to have archived in this kind of format.
Hey viewers, it's LSuperSonicQ here with another video. Aside from all of my video game related merchandising. I also like anime, so over the years and stuff, I've purchased some anime things. So I figured I might as well show those off right now. So okay, I guess we'll kind of go down this little line right here. In front are some of like the Mattel. No, were they Mattel? They might have been. Naruto figures. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, they're Naruto figures. In the back here are Bandai Japanese Naruto figures. I love those. They're like some of my favorite Naruto figures. Moving down, those ones are more those Mattel like ones. I don't think they're Mattel, but I don't know what they are. So yeah, those are mini PVC things. Oh, Astro Boy McDonald's figure thing. The back there, Kakashi from this Naruto set. Ichigo from Toonami. And his sword's right there. Here's a Code Geass Lelouch figure. That was expensive. That was like $50. Oh, Japanese erasers. That was awesome. Daisuke Matsuzaka ball. Got that at Fenway Park. Some Naruto cards. Then over here are my Naruto Bookends. If you can see some of the volumes, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 26, 27, 28. Then some Naruto fiction novel thing. Bobo, which was actually when they didn't have volumes, they just had this one. Then Code Geass Volume 1. There's Sasuke and Kakashi. And then down here in this cubbyhole area, I have some Bobo figures. I like Bobo. I don't know why people don't like it. It's like funny. I don't know why people don't like comedy. But anyway, yeah, I like Bobo, so I bought some of the figures. Actually, I bought all the figures. Soften's down there, but you can't really see them because it's being blocked by the CD. These actually aren't mint. I to this day I regret opening them. I mean, these are so rare. I paid $100 for these, and I really wish I didn't open them, but I did. So that's that. Then coming over here, my Shonen Jumps. I've actually been subscribing since 2007, I think. So the bottom one right there is 2008. Then more stacks, and then that one says September 2009. So yeah, I have some more somewhere else, but but they're too hard to get to, so I'm not gonna go get them. Yeah, that's my anime stuff. I kind of lost interest in buying some anime figures and stuff because all my money has been being put towards Nintendo collectibles and stuff, but I don't collect anime stuff like I do Nintendo things, but I mean, if I find a cool Naruto figure, Bleach figure, be like, whoa, and then I'd buy it, but it's not really a habit thing. I guess that's it for this time. Pretty short video, actually. So until the next one, see ya.
This video is kind of an interesting one because it did kind of come out just not in this way. So you guys might remember for a very short amount of time I had a series called Micro Mysteries, and they covered smaller topics that I didn't think I could make full videos about. And that series was unscripted. I just recorded off the top of my head. I didn't have any scripts written or anything for it. But originally that was not the case, and I actually didn't even realize that until I found this audio file. The first episode of that series was on a Kablam spin-off block called 101% Spooky Whiz Bang, and that video exists on YouTube. You guys can watch it, the one that came out. But this that I've included in the compilation here was the original audio for that video that was read from a written script that I had originally created for that video. If you're a fan of Lost Media or the topics I've covered on my channel before, then chances are you've heard of Kablam. It was a cartoon variety show that aired on Nickelodeon throughout the 90s and into the early 2000s. The show is most well known for its cartoon hosts, Henry and June. While it was fairly popular at the time, the show has largely faded into obscurity without any home media releases to this day. As a result, a lot of Kablam content ended up getting lost, including 2 episodes from the main series and a rumored series finale infamously called Episode 29. For years, fans have been trying to find the lost 2 episodes, but hardly had any leads. As for Episode 29, it was my first experience searching for lost media, and I spent a great deal of time looking through old comments and discussions of the episode in an effort to confirm its existence. Soon after both searches died down, series creator Mark Merrick uploaded the entire Kablam episode library to his website, unearthing the lost 2 episodes, while debunking episode 29 as the series finale, since it never existed as the rumors claimed. As cool as it was to get such concrete confirmation, it largely ended the hunt for Kablam's lost media. The only minimal discussions that remained were something about a deleted scene from one of the episodes, and rumors about more seasons that were planned but never produced. This is hardly concrete information though, and we have no means of getting this kind of stuff anyway. Fast forward a couple years when an article on the Lost Media Wiki catches my interest. It was something about a Nickelodeon block that featured Henry and June, a seasonal block that aired very briefly and is largely lost. A new Kablam topic I had never heard of before? Let's see what this is all about. Fast forward another 2 years from that point, and here we are now, finally discussing Henry and June's 101% spooky whiz-bang. But not just the spooky whiz-bang, there's a little more to this story and the topic as a whole. All of you older fans of cartoon channels are going to remember cartoon blocks, collections of shows centered around a certain theme or branding. Cartoon Network had stuff like Cartoon Fridays and DC Nation, while Nickelodeon had Summer Splash and The Ozone. This is something that we don't really see a whole lot of anymore, and that's a shame because it made watching each cartoon feel like a special event in itself. In addition to these weekly style blocks, there were seasonal ones that only ran for a few weeks during the holidays. These usually featured seasonal episodes of cartoons with their own special branding and feel, which is where our topic begins today. During the fall of 1999, Nickelodeon aired a special block of cartoons called Henry and June's 101% Spooky Whiz-Bang. It was a block that focused on Halloween-themed shows with the Kablam characters as hosts. Henry and June were by far the most popular aspect of Kablam, so I'm a huge fan of this idea. But it's not just the fact that they were the hosts that makes it so cool. Henry and June literally ran the block and made it feel real, by getting all new original animated segments and dialogue that constantly broke the fourth wall and interacted with the viewers. While this block isn't exactly Kablam branded, it essentially gave us a ton of new Henry and June segments which we wouldn't have gotten otherwise, and that's really cool. The only problem with that is how most of them are totally lost. There's sort of an arbitrary list that's formed based off of the shorts we've recovered, and a few we only have clips or screenshots of. It's not known how many different shorts were actually made, and as of now it's not known if Mark Merrick even has them. Unfortunately, this is a case similar to JBVO, in that there isn't an archive or release of this content we can readily utilize. The search is limited to VHS tape recordings from the fall of 1999, with the hopes that Spooky Whiz-Bang content is on them. That's how the current found shorts were uncovered, so it's going to take the effort of the community and a lot of digging to find them all. There's a catch though, as most of the interest and discussion is about the Spooky Whiz-Bang, but there's actually a different incarnation of this block that's also important to take note of. The first Whiz-Bang content to be uncovered was when the VHS Kid 76 uploaded a commercial break containing a Henry and June segment. They're at a basketball game when the announcer cuts in and declares the Whiz-Bang will become the Spooky Whiz-Bang. I was confused at first since I had never heard of a normal Whiz-Bang, but apparently before October and the spooky part, Henry and June hosted a normal Whiz-Bang block. This explains why some of the segments aren't Halloween themed and accounts for the block starting as early as mid-September. It raises the question though of how long this block had actually been airing before switching over to the spooky portion. Essentially, we have two different sets of shorts we're looking for from an unknown period of time, and with the frequency of their airing also being a mystery. From the information in the commercials, it seems like the block aired on Friday nights at 7 p.m., so at the very least we know that much. Still, September 1999 to early November is a pretty long run, so I'm going to assume segments weren't reused too often, or else the block would grow stale. I think it'd be really cool if more of these segments got found and if we could sort of recreate the Whizbang experience with them. Kablam has pretty much stayed in obscurity even with the revival of older Nicktoons, but the fanbase Henry and June has is pretty strong if the previous lost episodes were any indication of that. I'm all for another JBVO styled VHS search, and it's pretty cool Kablam still has lost content even after all this time. Nonetheless, of material that won't be as easy as waiting for the creator to upload. Until more of Henry and June's 101% Whizbang and Spooky Whizbang get found, they'll remain a mystery.
So this series of videos is something I'm actually going to talk over because the point of the videos, I guess, is kind of lost because the audio has to be muted. This is a very, very old project back in like some of the earliest experimental days of my channel. I had created this series of music videos with my siblings called Seal Sync. We took a bunch of stuffed animals and kind of had them lip sync popular songs at the time. So that was a really cool kind of experiment, and we had a lot of fun with it. There were 3 episodes that were made to that series. The first one was Animal by Neon Trees. The second one was What You Know by Two Door Cinema Club, and the third one was Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People. All 3 of them were on YouTube at one point. I think I maybe took down episode 2 and 3 before episode 1, and then eventually episode 1 went as well. This was back in the days where, like, you know, there were really no rules when it came to like using music, so I just uploaded them thinking this is a fun little thing. I think I took them down not because of the music that I used, but just because they weren't. They're very, very primitive, if you can kind of see here. But it was fun for the time, and I think the people that did watch it back then kind of enjoyed them. So for what it is, here's the first couple episodes. I didn't actually realize like how many test videos and test things I've made in the past that never really evolved into anything else. This video isn't like super old. I remember I think it got like a couple hundred views at the time, but it's basically just a Flipnote Studios test compilation. At the time I was experimenting with animations. I have a really old series called Reality Check that was done in MS Paint. You can see that on my channel to this day, some of the episodes. And I think at this time, people had said to me I was thinking about like reviving Reality Check or reviving some of my animations in general, and I had kind of started using Flipnote Studios, and some people were kind of saying they wanted to see a Reality Check revival, so I kind of combined all those ideas, and I had done some tests on Flipnote to see if doing animations was going to be like viable, and unfortunately they didn't really go anywhere past these tests, and I don't think I've really touched animations since these were made. Hey guys, it's LSuperSonicQ here with some Flipnote Studios test animations. So a while ago some of you guys asked if I planned on doing any more animations, and I kind of said no, because I didn't have anything to use. However, I recently downloaded this, I've been messing around with it, and it's pretty fun, and I can definitely see myself creating some more, in-depth and bigger animations in, the future, like maybe the next, few weeks or so. But for now, I just kind of want to show you guys what I've been working on, and for anybody who hasn't seen Flipnote Studios, kind of, what it can do. So I did some test animations using Little Mac to exhibit the different features that I was working with for each one. So this first one that I want to show you guys is Little Mac, and he's just kind of moving around, kind of like boxers move back and forth. So this was kind of just using the select all and move tool. I wanted to see, how I could position him to, get him to move like, naturally as if he was actually, in a boxing fight with someone. So there you go. Simple, but, pretty good test. So that was that one. The next one is a little more in depth, and it's Little Mac running. So what I had to do here was take this one stationary frame of him in a running pose and then copy it several times and erase the legs and redraw them, and that essentially created the running effect. So a little bit more in depth than the other one, but the top part doesn't move at all, which is pretty noticeable. But like I said, I just wanted to kind of focus on, the leg movement and see how good I could get that. So that's number 2. And the last one is probably the most in depth, and it's Little Mac, and there's actually a sound effect. Little Mac punching sandbag. So for this one, I wanted to focus on arm movement as well as a secondary object moving. So in this case, it's the sandbag moving down. And I think it kind of
got inspiration from like the Wii Sports game where like you punch the sandbag and then a new one appears, because I'm kind of questioning now why I didn't just make him swing back and forth. But for what this is, it's pretty cool, and like I said, I think it's the best one out of all three. And that's kind of it. That's all I really had to show. But I just wanted to show you guys, these tests, what I've been working on, and the potential for greater animations. Of course, what I'll probably do if I make anything better is kind of set the camera up in a better way, because to my knowledge, there's no direct upload to YouTube through Flipnote. So this is kind of just like my camera in front of, my 3DS. But if I do something better, then I'll try and get better lighting and stuff. So for today, I just thought it was some nice filler, because there should have been chalk on, but, well, there should have been chalk on yesterday is what I meant, but there wasn't, so hopefully this kind of makes up for it, because there'll be chalk around tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, yeah, so around tomorrow, and there we go. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm LSuperSonicQ, and until the next video, Finn.
If you like rant videos, we got more rant videos. I remember this one. This is kind of a fun one. I think it was never released, again, because it was kind of just me ranting. And interestingly, I think when I filmed this, I don't think the rant was like good enough. And that's why it like never came out, is because like compared to the Cartoon Network rants and some of the other videos I had made that voiced my opinions, they were very strong. But I think after I had filmed this one, I was rewatching it, and I kind of thought to myself, like, some of the points are kind of weak here. It's just me kind of rambling, not even really ranting. And it's funny I never even gave this video a title. I guess that's how kind of early it was into like the filming. I must have just filmed it and watched it back and said, I don't really like this, and just never did anything else with it.
Hey guys, it's LSuperSonicQ with my emphasis on the random kind of video type thing. Yeah, like I said, I just wanted to kind of make some random videos that really don't have any point to them other than to entertain. And that's kind of what this one is, although it's more of also an opinionistic one, because I just got the Shonen Jump, and I looked through it, and I just need to comment on what Shonen Jump is doing. I mean, you can tell that they really don't care about their about the last couple issues that they're gonna put out before they go digital. So I just thought I'd give my comments on that and what Shonen Jump is really screwing up on, and as well as some of the manga that's inside here anyway. Because I don't know if just me, but everything is just so stupid. TV is stupid. Cartoon Network is stupid. Shonen Jump is stupid. Oh my god, everything is so stupid, and it's come to the point where I just need to just make a video about how stupid everything is. Even video gaming is stupid, but that's a whole different thing on itself. Okay, so like I said, this is just I don't even have a tripod set up because there's really no point. So I'm just gonna go through this. There's the cover. Very plain cover. Luffy, he's pointing at you. Read this. It's probably the last issue I'll be on the cover of. One Piece issue, okay, but the background's kind of there's nothing on the background, really. See? Whoa, what's that? We have to look all the way in there, and then we figure out it's, the other manga that's in here. What's this? Oh, Weekly SJ Alpha Countdown. Okay. It's like that in every single one, so that's cool. On the spine here, we got the Shonen Jump, it's red and stuff. Yeah. 2012, okay. What is this? Why is Luffy in flowers? That's the first thing that I think of when I see this. It's all over here, and then he's in flowers. Why would you do that? I don't get that at all. Granted, it's an art issue, but flowers? No. Okay, so I can. This is gonna be kind of hard to do. Okay, I can understand the One Piece art. I get that. Contents. Okay, I get that. More One Piece art. That's cool. Which reminds me, I love it how it's they had a One Piece art contest. And after showing you these pictures, I think it probably just made everybody's motivation and high hopes go all the way down to the ground and through it, because who's gonna outdo these? I mean, this is the standard that Shonen Jump is looking for. It's yeah, right. Oh, what's this? Next couple pages. Oh, Shonen Jump Alpha. Okay, because people may have missed it, so I can understand that. Okay, it tells you everything. Blah blah blah. Well, Naruto anime news, more One Piece stuff. I get that, okay, yeah. One Piece fan art that I really don't get. I don't get that at all. You just pick random fan art. Because I look for the contests and stuff. I know that there's not really contests, but just where do you getting this stuff from? Bothers me that Shonen Jump doesn't really announce a whole lot of things. Okay, manga, blah blah blah. That's that. Bleach is just like, this is just so old. I've seen this stuff so long ago. Naruto makes me want to just like never read manga again. This is kind of this. I know this is getting away from Shonen Jump, but just the sheer fact. Who's that? That's Zabuza. Why would you bring back Zabuza and Haku? Haku's somewhere here too. Like, and he's doing Lightning Blade again. Like, you just ruined the whole point of why they were dead. Like, who brought them back? I don't even know what this is. I'm just gonna guess the Mikasa guy. See, this is why I don't read Shippuden, because it's just blatantly stupid. Why would you do that? You wouldn't do that. People like Masashi Kishimoto was so, oh my god. Look, he did the same thing again. I don't get this at all. Granted, I'm assuming it's them. I didn't actually read this because, like I said, this is why I don't read Shippuden, don't watch Shippuden. This is why I hate Naruto now, just because of the whole, just the stupidity that goes on constantly. But I'm just saying, I see Zabuza and Haku and I think, wow. So screw Naruto for that, because they're stupid. Naruto's stupid now. Old school Naruto is still awesome. Okay, and then 5Ds, blah, blah, blah. So, okay, so we got our fan art, blah, blah, blah. Oh, look. Another Shonen Jump Alpha thing. Thanks. I only read that once before, and plus if you subscribe like me, you already know about this from the last issue, the issue before that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, manga stuff, okay, blah, blah, blah. Coming next time, which only has 2 things, like what, you just stopped caring about, like, the other 5 manga that you have in here. Then, oh, last page. Oh, what is this? Shonen Jump. I feel like I've read about that somewhere else before. Where was it? Oh, yeah. The very first page, and then, like, 3 pages before this one. This just shows Shonen Jump really not caring about the rest of this magazine. I mean, like, look at that. That's like, look at how thin that is. I have magazines that are like 3 times this size that are Shonen Jump. Emphasis on Shonen Jump just not caring anymore. They really just want to go to this digitalization alpha thing. And I've already gone, well, I don't know if, I think I briefly gone over why I didn't like it. I still don't like it. This is kind of a slap in the face to me. They're not even trying to make an effort, really, on these last couple issues, in my opinion, anyway. They've put in a bunch of stops instead of pulling them all out. And I'm telling you, if the last issue is anything like this, then that's going to be like a kick in the pants more than a slap to the face. Because their last issue should be 5 times like the really big, thick issues I have. They're like this thick. It should be like 5 times that. Just like all out whatever. Anyway, that was my semi-small rant on whatever. So I guess that's it. LSuperSonicQ's. I'm done with this video, and until the next one.
I guess I've also done a lot of experimental videos over the years too. This one is me opening Pokemon cards, and it's the only video I think I've ever filmed of myself opening Pokemon cards. This wasn't really in an era of like experimental content like the Seal Sync music videos were and like the vlog stuff. This was kind of like the transition right before Lost Media. After I had like stopped doing art stuff, it was right in between the art and the Lost Media. And I was just into Pokemon cards at the time, and I said, why not make a video of this? This one in particular was actually on my second channel, which no longer exists. It was called LSuperSonicQ 2. I'm surprised I didn't just delete it.
Hey guys, it's LSuperSonicQ here, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. This is the first time ever that I'm opening Pokemon cards on camera. Lately, I've been in a real slump. I have not gotten an ultra rare, a secret rare, or anything like that, any kind of EX or full art card, so hoping to change my luck with that after I found out that the Legendary Treasures set from Black and White actually has a 1 in 6 chance of getting an Uber card. Today I'll be opening 5, if my camera would focus, that would be, there you go, 5 Legendary Treasure booster packs. So let's start with the first one with Reshiram on the cover. I'm doing it just like the pros now, you guys. And I guess Mewtwo is on the front of the pack. So yeah, I'm so excited for this. I really hope I get good cards. I've been in the longest slump trying to see if I got an Uber card already. I'm not sure. So here's the code card. I'll set that aside and I'll do the Pokemon card trick, which is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Put those right before the rare cards. So now I have commons, uncommons, and then rares.
So first up is Piplup, please focus camera. Piplup, Solosis, Krogunk, Magikarp, Crustle, Reverse Hollow, did I screw that up? Oh, I must have screwed that up. Crustle, Reverse Hollow, Audino, Bianca, Spiritomb, oh my... 2 in 1? Mewtwo EX and Meloetta EX? Wow! That's crazy! I knew that this set had a lot of EXs. I'm getting pretty hyped, although I think this is kind of expected because this set has an abundance of EXs. I think there are, yeah, this actually goes to the set, Mewtwo EX, where Meloetta I think goes to a subset. It says something like RC25 out of RC25, so it's like a subset. I think this Mewtwo actually goes to the set. So that was a really great way. I'm touching the cards, guys. I gotta put those. I can't get the oils from my fingers on the card. But let's do that again, guys. And yeah, this is so unprofessional. Put the card aside because I must have messed that up though. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Some people put those to the front. I put them to the middle. So we got Solosis again. Gibble. I like that. Look at all the little Gibbles. It's kind of cool. Krogunk. Charmander. I must be screwing this up, or this set must be a little bit different with how they're packaged, because this is a really nice Mewtwo Hollow. I'm sorry I'm screwing this up so bad, guys. This is a nice Mewtwo Hollow, so this is the rare. Servine is part of the subset, and it has a bunch of little stars right there, if you can see all those stars on the card. Emolga, Swadloon, Miss Magius, and then this Eevee card, which I guess is part of the subset as well. Guys, I'm not going to do the card trick. Now that I think about it, I've seen some people open cards from this pack, or cards from this set before, and I don't think the card trick works. I think that's why it's kind of screwing me up. So I'm just going to go into the next pack and not do the card trick. I'm opening these horribly. Okay, so I'm not going to do the card trick and see what happens. So we get Snivy, Minccino, I think it's Minccino, Sewaddle, Woobat, a Samurott, Hollow, Reverse Hollow. I was distracted by this. A rare is Xatu, a Meloetta EX is the RC set thing. I guess, and then we got Audino with a bunch of stars, Riolu, and then Duat. But we're getting pretty good so far. That first pack I think was the best one so far. There we go. That was a much better pack opening. Do not normally butcher open. Oh, I'm not gonna do the card trick. I don't normally butcher packs like that when I'm trying to open them. So we got Sewaddle, Zorua, Dwebble, Woobat, a Leaveney Hollow, Gyarados, a Mew EX, which is part of, again, the subset. So put that over there. Elisa, whatever that is, which I guess is part of the subset. I think she's a gym leader or something. Charmeleon, and Plusle. Again, I don't really know if the RC sets are, like, really coveted or what's up with that, but I mean, maybe I should be reacting a little bit more than I should be, or maybe I'm reacting just about what I should be. I really don't know what the rarity is. So we got Minccino again, Solosis, Gibble, Ralts, Victini Hollow, Gallade, rare I think, a Purloin, and some really nice, there's a Chandelier on there. That's an uncommon. We got Kirlia uncommon and a Sableye, and a Riolu. Alright, so I'm just going to show you guys the Uber ones, which I'm not really sure if they're Uber. We got this Mew EX, we got Meloetta EX, we got Mewtwo EX, and we got another Meloetta EX. So those were the cards. Thanks for watching, guys. I thought this was going to be a lot longer. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and more videos soon. I'm LSuperSonicQ, Finn.
Here's another video that was on that LSuperSonicQ 2 channel, although this one I'm kind of proud of because I think it's a pretty cool gaming accomplishment. Yeah, I had played Five Nights, again, trying to like experiment with content, play games that were popular at the time. So I had bought Five Nights and I played it and I said I'm going to try and beat 420 mode.
And as the title suggests, after 9 hours, I actually did, and I filmed myself completing it at the end. So this is that end portion. I must have hours and hours of like recordings of me failing, because I remember I was just constantly filming because I wanted to catch this moment. So again, this is private just because it didn't really feel like it needed to be on the channel anymore.
Am I out? Am I out? I'm out. No. No, I don't know what to do. No, I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep going. Actually. Come on, run about her. Run out. Get out. Get out. Come on. Out. Stop. Okay.
How far was it when it was 5? I'm scared. Oh, if you...
6 a.m. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. Stop. I have been fired.
I've been fired 20 times.
There we go. This is legit. This is my hand. This is legit. Look, it's my pink slip. There we go. It's over.
I did it and like, I got fired like 20 times.
Yeah, sure, that's cool.
It is over. That's 3 stars. This is my hand, my game. We're done. I'm never playing this game again. I had a horrible day. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're done here.
This is a really interesting video now that I look at it again. The title specifically is really interesting. It's called, well, LSuperSonicQ, and I think what I meant by that, and why it's privated and canceled, is because this, again, was another like attempt at a vlog series that was done several years after the original couple. But similar to how I was like walking home, wanting to vlog, I was doing a lot of chalk drawings at the time, and I thought, why not just, instead of just filming the final product, why don't I like talk or do some kind of vlog stuff while I'm drawing? And I think people wanted to see me drawing at the time as well, so I thought, why not combine the two? I don't know if this LSuperSonicQ series was only going to be chalk drawing vlogs, or if there were going to be other things too. I think they were maybe going to be. Again, I never did anything with it, and over time I thought this video is kind of bad, it doesn't need to be up, so I privated the video, and basically that canceled the series because I was never going to do anything with it again.
Check that out. That's the remnants of Sonic. We had some torrential downpours yesterday and constant on and off raining, but amongst all that, Sonic is still here. That's kind of really cool. So with that said, I want to put you guys theoretically in my pocket, and hey guys, it's LSuperSonicQ. You wanted to see me draw the chalk, kind of like actively drawing it, so I decided why not. I have no idea how this is actually going to work or what you guys are really going to be able to see. But yeah, I'm going to try my best. So here we go. Today I decided to draw Mario Bros. 3, the cover art for Game Boy Advance, and I had a little bit of difficulty deciding on that at first. Well, not so much in terms of what I was going to draw like that, but in terms of how I was going to draw it, because at first I really wanted to... At first, like, I was going to draw just the basic game cover, kind of like I did Sonic in the nice square, but then this park is probably the loneliest park in this entire town, and nobody really drops by or anything, but I feel like if I was to draw it bigger and closer to the street over there, which you may have seen, like, when I was walking over there, I feel like it would get noticed a little bit more, and that's another reason why I do these, because I kind of want them to get noticed by the people and stuff, you know? So there is a certain aspect lost when, you know, I spend all this time drawing and then nobody really comes over and, like, sees it. So I thought if I do that, you know, just kind of drew Raccoon Mario, bigger is better, I draw him bigger, and kind of just him, closer to the street. But then I figured that, you know, Raccoon Mario, that's just not enough. I feel like I really need to scale up these drawings. So that's why I decided, got chalk dust all over my nice shorts already, and I haven't even started. So that's why I decided to kind of do Raccoon Mario popping out of a smaller square that's going to have kind of, you know, Luigi and the Monty Mole and kind of like the rest of the Game Boy cover. So that's what I'm planning to do for this one. And it's not really weird that I'm talking to myself because, like I said, there's nobody around, and this is, yeah, the street's pretty busy with cars anyway, and nobody can probably even hear me. Just if I suddenly stop talking or whatever, it's probably because somebody's around, so. Alright, I'm going to try this. So I don't know how big I'm going to make this, or how well you guys are going to be able to see. I hope you're not kind of just looking at like the ballpark over there, but we'll see. So I'm just going to start. I usually start by just kind of, you know, doing a rough outline first, and it usually has to be done over a couple times because I kind of mess up the proportions and stuff. Yeah, I kind of thought about maybe trying to set my tripod up, but given that's broken and I really didn't want to deal with the hassle of it, I decided against it. Plus, I was kind of worried about what the people on the street think, but then again, I just said there's nobody even here, so I don't know what that would matter. I feel like that's not big enough. Might need to make it a little bit bigger. What I might do is kind of stop the video and then come back in a different take, because I feel like I need to kind of get this big and kind of, you know, get it started first. So, yeah, be back in a few. I thought this technique was rather worth showing because it's kind of expresses really well what I'm trying to get across. Is that I use this kind of pink to, you know, layer the whole hat and stuff, and now I'm kind of using this, what I think is red, but I can't really tell because I think it's red, might be orange. Anyway, I'm kind of just, you know, really roughly spreading this over like that, and then all I'm doing is kind of rubbing it in as I did with the pink. But if you can tell, it's getting a lot darker shade of red because it blends in with this pink so nicely. So kind of my point that these pastel chalk pieces are a lot better to kind of use this blending, and it's actually, it gives you a nice better texture rather than kind of coloring with the whole thing, because it won't look as good, and these actually are expensive. So if you don't want to spend, you know, like $30 for a new set every time, then I recommend you kind of just do this, because it still looks as nice and it saves a lot of kind of chalk and hassle and other stuff. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you guys. It's been a little while, but I'm kind of working on the face now, which actually took a little bit more time than I wanted to make it look right. For some reason, there are certain aspects of Mr. Ant, go away. This ant's crawling around. There are certain aspects of Mario I can just never seem to get right. One of them is the hat kind of loop at the top, and then the other one is kind of where the mustache sprawls out from the end of the nose. I can just never get those right for some reason. So I'm kind of working on that now. This pastel chalk isn't really, oh my god, I'm sweating all over Mario's nose. This pastel chalk isn't really, as I said, it doesn't really go into the pavement very well by itself, and I should have put kind of, let's wait till that truck passes. Okay. Oh my god, I'm sweating again. How was I saying now? Now I forget what I was going to say. Oh yeah, I should have put the Crayola sidewalk chalk equivalent of the black as a first layer, which would be like a gray. And then I should have put this black over, but I really didn't want to because I thought the black would go good in itself anyway. For some reason, I feel like the black is kind of a bit thicker, or not thicker, but it's like, it's a lot harder to kind of spread than all the other colors for some reason. I don't know why that is. So, and it's not just because I didn't put a base layer down first. For some reason, like black, it like chips a lot more easy and stuff. It's not as smooth. So while I fumble with a mustache here, yeah, I don't know what's with the sweating today. Like I said, I thought today was supposed to be warmer than when or not warmer, a little bit cooler than when I did the Sonic one. And I got pretty sweaty for that Sonic one, but this one, I'm just like, I mean, you saw that. Mario got my sweat on his nose. It was like, I don't know. But there was kind of one moment where there was no traffic and there was some cloud covering. So there was a nice breeze, and it was just like, wow, if Shock was like this every day, then I'd do it every day. But it's not, so I don't do it every day. Plus, if I did it every day, I feel like it would kind of get, like, really old. Like, I guess it would get old faster than how old I might make it by doing it every couple of weeks. Even though, like I said, I really like to go all out in the summer because that's really when I have the time and the weather's nice to do the chalk. I do the occasional ones in the springtime, but as you guys know, I'm gonna go get that. But as you guys know, spring is few and far between, debatedly on, you know, the weather, if we get a really rainy spring, if we get a really warm spring, how much time I have with, you know, school and other things. So I usually do like to do like that boot up in the spring and then kind of launch in the summer. We all know what happened last year, though. Sweating again. I feel like I'm only sweating more because I have this camera in my pocket. I'm trying to kind of position myself at an angle where you guys can see, and I'm trying to talk while coloring, while trying to think about what I'm going to say. I feel like talking is probably depleting my sweat a lot more, making me, you know, drying up my spit and making me, yeah, pretty much overall sweaty. Maybe I should stop talking, but no. I can plow through it. But anyway, yeah, last summer it was awful because the Infinity on High one just took so long to get done because it literally rained or wasn't good out, or I didn't have a good opportunity to do it for like the first half of July, and I needed that 100 video slot open. I didn't want to do any other chalk drawings or any other videos and stuff. I suppose I could have drawn chalk and then just saved it for later, but I probably didn't think of it at the time, and I do typically like to not really draw chalk and then like wait to put it on YouTube. I usually like to to put it on YouTube the same day that I draw it, but I guess that depends. I always do these park ones on the same day. However, like the ones that I draw like behind my house or whatever, on like the tennis court or like the blacktop that's not this nice smooth kind of pavement, I usually just oftentimes I just take a picture and then put them in a compilation video, as I know you guys have seen before. But in the case of the Mario one, because I think I needed videos at the time, and because I kind of liked how I did that thing with the whole tennis aspect thing going on, and because it was kind of too big to just photograph in one go with still pictures, yeah, I kind of had to do that. Well, I'm gonna have to kind of go fix my hand up and stuff, and I will probably show more of Mario once I get a little bit further. Find the button again.
Another like vlog series that ended up not really going anywhere. So this one kind of relied more on merchandise because around this time I was going to the mall a lot and buying a lot of things, and I thought, well, if I'm going to be buying things at the mall, why not make videos about them? So this was the first episode of that, and I know just based on like the video that I wanted it to be a full series. Again, this was that like era right before the lost media really took off. Again, over time, I just privated the video because it didn't need to be up, and I just never really did videos in this format again.
Hey guys, it's LSuperSonicQ here, with kind of a different video going on, but I did a really lengthy blog post a couple days ago where I talked about how for the fall season of content I kind of wanted to chill out, and that means doing some showcases of like obscure merchandise I have and some other kinds of like, I don't want to say vlogs because it's not what it is, but videos that use kind of my old camera. I'm using my first camera where I kind of just talk about whatever or show whatever. Like in a couple of days, I'm gonna pull my Atari games from the basement and we'll have a little like Atari game collection video going on. So for today, I'm like, well, I haven't posted in a while, and the Atari video isn't going to be for another couple of days. So what can I post today? And I thought this would be a really cool kind of little series that could go on, for the duration of the fall and maybe even into the winter of like pickups. So I went to the mall today and I bought some stuff. So why not just show you guys what I bought? Pretty simple, right? So I'll kind of walk you through how kind of the mall went. So there was no Toys R Us at this mall, so I can't really rant on Tomy Sonic figures or Jack specific Nintendo figures. Well, kind of can. So I started at Target and I was hoping to find some Nintendo figures, some Jack specific figures, because I'm kind of like, okay, I should maybe buy some characters that I normally wouldn't buy, just because once you see them once, you usually never see them again. And unfortunately, I didn't see any. I was hoping maybe to get a Waluigi or Gold Mario because they had Wave 1.5 last time. Didn't see any of those. Their plushes were really bad for the most part. And I have to comment that, like, Link and stuff, the outset Link like didn't have his shirt on and he had like a rip in his back, and there was one of Fox's communicators that was missing off of a Fox plush that wasn't even there. So kind of a mess at Target, and it was disappointing overall. But then I went to Best Buy, and there was a great surprise at Best Buy. So usually I never think that Best Buy would have anything, because I'm always like, okay, there's games and amiibos. That's usually all I go into Best Buy to look for. But sitting on one of the shelves, for some reason, was this, which is a Mario Maker pin set that you got for pre-ordering Mario Maker at Best Buy, I believe. Obviously, I didn't pre-order Mario Maker. I don't have Mario Maker. So it was really weird seeing this on the shelf. And I'm like, so I guess they just had some leftover stock that they were just trying to sell because they couldn't give it away or anything. And there were only 3 left on the shelf, so I definitely grabbed one. It was the best one because this is how it should properly be packaged, with the front here being totally clear, and this back little thing that holds the pins in the plastic is at the top. There was one where this was at the bottom. There was one where this was like backwards. No, this is the perfect one. So I'll probably keep it mint. Sorry guys, there are pictures online you can see, but it's pretty much all the pins. Actually, the funny thing about this is it was like an E3 thing at first. You had to go to E3 and play all the different levels at the different booths to get all the pins. But then it was a Best Buy pre-order thing, and now it's just on clearance at Best Buy. I guess it was like $8, so that was really cool. So I'm glad I have that. And other than that, I think I went to AC Moore. Oh, actually, I went to AC Moore. I was hoping to find some clay so I could do some more sculptures and other things like that. They didn't have the clay, but they had this. So I've seen these before. It's a game called Crossy Road, and it's a mobile game, and I really hate mobile games, but this is the one mobile game that I actually enjoy playing. And they're just, this is my old camera, so sorry if it doesn't really focus well, but there are these little characters and stuff, little pixel characters. Essentially the point of the game is you're a little character, and it's like Frogger kind of, but a little different. So I liked some of the characters from this game, and I'm like, well, these are really cool figures because they're probably going to be done in like the pixel style of the game. So I was just going to buy one because I just wanted to see what I was going to get. So I'll show you guys which character I got. It was the wolf. So kind of see that it's kind of, it's pixely. It's like a hard plastic, so it's not going to like break or anything, but it's pretty cool. I like that. So he'll go probably on my, obviously on my Nintendo shelf for some reason. So other than that, I think that was pretty much it. GameStop didn't have anything. There's this kind of collectible store that usually, sometimes has some cool stuff. Like I found a Kelly Toy Mario plush there once, but they didn't have anything today. So that was it. That was the pickups video for today. Thanks for watching, guys, this little video, whatever. And I'm sure I'll have more in the future. Actually, cool story. There is a garage sale happening either next weekend or the week after that I'm going to go to. It's like right, like literally I have to walk like maybe 100 feet, and then it's like right there. So I might maybe film a little bit of that and make a pickup video if they have some cool stuff, because I'm hoping there's gonna be some cool stuff there. Maybe, you never know.
This chalk drawing is really cool, and it's one that I think I wanted to release, but at the time, it didn't fit into my video schedule. It's a really cool drawing of Goku from Dragon Ball, and at the time, well, actually, I guess to this day as well, I haven't really drawn a lot of anime characters out of chalk. I did Full Metal Alchemist characters, and I think this Goku, maybe that's it. I thought I did like maybe another couple, but I don't think I ever did.
Surprise! Hey guys, it's LSuperSonicQ with a chalk drawing I actually wasn't planning on making a video for, but seeing the size and everything, I'm just like, I gotta make a video for this. I'm gonna keep it kind of short, and I'm kind of talking softly because I'm in like a street area, so it's gonna be kind of weird if somebody walks by and sees somebody talking to themselves. So let's take you around. Yeah, the sun's kind of reflecting, not reflecting, but making a shadow. You can see this is Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, my first anime chalk drawing. For what it is, it's pretty great. I think this is probably one of my biggest ones yet, if not ever. I nearly used up a whole box of chalk. Like, there was like one row of 6 left, and that was it. I didn't tear my hands up too bad either. The face was probably the hardest. At first it looked kind of but then after I added in the lines and stuff, it looked a lot better. So, and of course you're gonna expect replacements for colors, but that's actually not too bad because you got the red there to even out with the orange. I think it looks really good the way it is. Thanks guys. Be on the lookout for that art video toward the end of the end of next week, because I'm planning on doing one more chalk drawing and I gotta put that in there. So thanks for watching guys, and till more videos, Finn.
This is a little bonus video for you guys. It's not really related to YouTube in any way, but I had found it in my files. I didn't know I even had it, and I thought it would be fun to kind of include in this compilation. So I haven't really talked about this a whole lot, and there is actually some more missing content from this era. But back in 2012, 2013, when I was in high school, I was in a media remix class and a studio production class. The media remix class, you kind of went around the school and just filmed things with a camera. The studio production class, you went into like a studio and created a show. I did both of those things with a group of people. Most of it is lost. I don't have copies of a lot of it, but I could maybe contact the people in my group to see if they still do. However, the context of this video, though, this was a media production class. We just went to the cafeteria and filmed this little skit for a project we were doing. And it's just a little funny, like, live action thing about muffins, I guess. It's cool for me to see this because I recognize the building. I recognize, our faces and stuff from back during this era. I look like such a scrub back then. It's so weird seeing myself like that. It's so strange. But it's just a fun little, like, video that I remember we did. And it was never released on YouTube. It was never released anywhere. I don't even know if we showed it to the class. A lot of these projects we just sent to the teacher and that was it. And then finally, maybe the biggest piece of lost media from my channel that I still have is this video that I thought was gone. I thought this video was wiped from existence. I thought I would never see it again. This is the worst video I think I've ever made. Now, if you know anything about my channel, you might be familiar with an MS Paint animation of Samus and Metroid that I did back in 2009, I think it was. And that video, people hated that video. For as bad as the Metroid one was, this one, I think people hated even more than that. People tore this video apart. And this one specifically was during an era where I was, it was, again, right before Lost Media. I was experimenting with different gaming kinds of content. It was around the time I made the Playground Rumor videos and the Hoax videos, which people liked. And this one, I tried to be a little more, like, daring with, a little more, like, kind of clickbaity with, to get people like, oh, like, what does Mario Sunshine fail at? I have to watch this video. And this was actually an idea from one of my friends, actually. I remember this was a video idea one of my friends gave me. The comments on it were so bad. People hated this video. Like, they disagreed with me for the entire video. And for the record, I actually did not rewatch this video. I don't even know exactly, like, the way it's written or the way it's conducted. I just know it's like a top 5 video, but I don't actually know, like, the content in it. I'm not saying it's good and they're wrong. But I don't actually know if it's as bad as people made it out to be. But I just remember people hated this. But then I'm looking through my archives and I find this on one of my hard drives. And I said, this has to be re-released. So you guys can all see what the worst video I have ever made in my channel's history is right now.
These are my top 5 things Sunshine got wrong that 64 did not. The first time I went into the water in Super Mario 64 and came out with a full meter of health, I couldn't have been happier, but also I couldn't have been more confused. So in Super Mario 64, the health meter and breathing meter are represented by the same meter, so if you're in dire need of some health and there are no coins around, well, just jump into the water and pop back out, where you'll be at full health. In Super Mario Sunshine, however, this is not the case, because upon diving deep down, your yellow health meter switches over to blue, making it impossible to fill up your actual health meter when you come back up for air. Every level in Super Mario 64 requires you to complete a 100 coin collecting mission that will award you with another Power Star. Being so, every level has red coins and blue coin switches available for you to collect. This made hunting coins a whole lot easier because you knew exactly what was available to you. In Super Mario Sunshine, however, the goal remains the same, except red coins have a separate counting meter and are only present in levels that require their acquisition, and blue coins have a separate out-of-level mechanic used to buy shine sprites. Something I never realized until I completely beat Super Mario 64 is that the game spans a lot of different worlds, and while a couple of the environments do overlap, there are still more original environments in the game than clone environments, and even then I must give the clones some credit, because the layout and objectives are much different than that of the original areas. Take Cool Cool Mountain and Snowman's Land as examples in that. 64 had this quick charm of getting you in and out of levels and being able to explore the new ones comparatively quickly, whereas Sunshine takes more time to get through each world, which as a result left no room for there to be more included in the game. Not to mention there were also more missions in each location than in 64. In terms of raw gameplay, this was something I struggled with as a kid and still struggle with to this day: the secret of levels. If there was ever a more unnecessary and trolling part of Super Mario Sunshine, these levels are it, with every world having at least one of them. Aside from the fact that they just seem so ridiculously unnecessary to me, just having to play a foolish out-of-your-way minigame to get a shine is pointless. I think one of the least appealing things about it is the fact that you don't have FLUDD, who is pretty much the foundation of what the game's platforming was based around. So now you kind of platform by yourself, which just adds to the pointlessness. And did 64 have these kind of levels? No, it didn't. At most they had slides, but that's all. As much as I hate the secret of levels, the only element of this game that irks me more is the blue coin collect-a-thon. The amount of effort the developers put into hiding the blue coins in this game amazes me for 2 reasons. One is that they actually had the patience to place 240 blue coins across every location in the game, and 2 is that they actually thought this was a good idea and that players would enjoy searching for them. I do not believe that there is anyone out there who was able to find every single blue coin without looking up their locations in some form, because they literally could have been hidden anywhere, in anything, not even close to plain sight. If you want to 100% this game, you'll have to rely on some kind of guide to tell you where they are. When I was a kid, yeah, I was able to find some of them, like the ones that were hidden in the M's, or simply if I sprayed something by accident, but at most I only had found 20 out of the 30 blue coins that were in each level before I used a guide. This is definitely something that 64 got right by not including such a time-eating mechanic, and definitely the worst part of Sunshine that they got way wrong. Hey guys, it's me again, so I hope you enjoyed that video. Yeah, I played through Mario 64 in its entirety again this year, and only about 30% of Mario Sunshine before I'm like, wow, I thought I liked Sunshine more than I liked 64, but I had a much more enjoyable time playing through 64. So what did Sunshine get wrong? And this is kind of the list I came up with. But which game do you prefer? Comment down below your favorite of the 2. You can check out some of my other videos. I have all these channels and all these different things we do, and a blog and stuff. And I have other hoax videos. I do a lot of video game art, like sculptures and chalk drawings, so check all that stuff out on my channels, and I thank you for the support.
Thanks for watching, guys, if you made it all the way to the end. I might do a part 2 of this if enough people are interested, and I probably have enough content to make a part 2, even without having found any of the videos. that I posted at the beginning. But also, if you'd like to see more of my like lost and unreleased content, I did make a video back when I hit 1,000 subscribers, which shows a lot of other like rare things I've made over the years. It's not as like formal as this though. It's a lot of it is just like pictures and clips run together, but it's kind of harder to find stuff I don't really talk about from old projects, so you might find that interesting as well. But with that said, thanks for watching, guys, as always, and until the next video, Finn. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to check out some of my other Lost Media videos. Thanks for watching, and until next time, Finn.